Hi, my name is Kristen. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I help women to be their most authentic self to attract and keep a great partner. And today I want to talk about where are the good men? So, if you're single, this might be a question that you've asked before, and you're in good company because I get asked this question a lot. But before I get started, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And if you like this content, click like below. So, where are the good men? Maybe you've been asked over the holidays, why are you still single? And you say, I don't know where the good men are. I don't know where to find them. And today I want to come at this from the perspective, not necessarily where the men are, but how you might be showing up that causes you to either overlook good men or for them to overlook you. And there's two ways that I see this happening. And one is the perspective that we have around our beliefs around dating and around ourselves, as well as the energy with which we show up in the world. So first I want to talk about our perspective, because I see this a lot where women want to be dating or they are dating, and maybe they've had experiences where they feel like they've been disappointed a lot. Whether they've had bad experiences with men in the past, or they've had experiences where they've been disappointed or in a toxic relationship, one after the other, and they think, where are the good men? And it makes sense, because if we're showing up and getting that experience each time, that's the conclusion that we're coming to. And I want to suggest that sometimes we have this confirmation bias where the thing that we're looking for is actually the thing that we're experiencing. So if we believe, I haven't met a good man, there aren't good men out there, then we're not going to see them, because what our minds do is it confirm the bias that we have that there's not a good man. This happens kind of in another sense. I've experienced it where I'm looking to buy a car, a certain kind of car, a red car, and suddenly I see it everywhere on the highway. Or maybe you're looking to buy something and suddenly it's like your mind is tuning in to look for what it believes is out there and what it wants. And in this case, it's what it believes is not out there. And another thing about perspective, the other thing I see is that sometimes women, when say we're getting to know a guy, suddenly he's the one that we're considering to date, and suddenly we're seeing all these flaws. So we can think, oh, okay, this guy, he works with his hands. You come to a date, he's a little bit dirty, and we think, oh gosh, well, I don't want to date a man who's not clean, and it doesn't really work for me. And we're focused on this flaw. But the thing is, we overlook maybe things that he showed up with, like he showed up on time, he was respectful, he paid for the dinner, he's consistent. And so sometimes we can get focused on flaws because we actually realize that if we're with someone who's present and available to see us, there's something about that may feel uncomfortable. And so we tend to find flaws and write off people quickly. And so that perspective can cause us to overlook good men. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was 4 areas, and we show up in a certain kind of energy. So energy is really important as to who we attract and the kind of person that we draw in that can see us. Specifically, our feminine energy is very attractive to men. But in general, whether you're meeting men or women, I'm sure you've experienced this where you can tell if someone has an open energy or a positive energy or something that shows they're really excited about life. It's attractive, right? And the thing is, sometimes we show up as women with an energy that's like we are a little bit muted down. We're afraid to show what we really feel. We play it cool. Maybe we have some depression, and so our affect is down. Maybe it feels too vulnerable to smile or to hold a gaze. And so the first area we wanted to look at is our body language. How are we showing up? Are we open in our posture? Do we have a way that we tilt our head and kind of smile, or do we like close down? Are we talking to other people with an interest? Those things can be very indicative to attracting, including a healthy man, in that this is a healthy woman who's open, because a healthy man doesn't want to go and get rejected. And so he's looking for signs and clues that the energy of a healthy woman is going to be there to receive his approach. The next thing is curiosity, which is kind of related to that, in that, are you curious about life and people in general? Because if you bring that curious energy, like, oh, that's interesting, why'd you choose that job? Or oh, what made you get into that hobby? That curiosity is inviting, and I know I like to be around people who are curious about me because it feels very welcoming. The other part of our energy is our tone. Are we answering a phone with like, oh, I'm so excited to hear from you? Or is it like, hey, oh, yeah. Is it, you're in a hurry, you're busy, you're cut off, you're making someone feel like maybe they're a bother? And what is your tone that you're bringing to a lot of your interactions? And lastly, what is your expression? So do you allow your face to reflect what you're feeling? If you're excited, or if you're like, oh, I had a hard day, or you're angry about something, what is it, and how do you let that express in your face and really over throughout your body? And so those are some of the ways that we can show up with an energy that's gonna make us more visible to good men, because good men are looking for an opening, a welcomeness, and a confirmation that this is a woman that loves life and that I want to be around that kind of woman. So if you're noticing that some of these things you struggle with, maybe naturally people tell you have this RBF, or you're kind of shut down, or it's hard. I know I struggled with this for a long time. I work with women around some of the things that are underneath this, because we can work on the outside, that practice some of these things, but really I've learned that until we heal some of the feelings that we have underneath these actions and the way we show up in our perspective, we're not going to be able to show up in a way that we see good men or that they see us. So it's important to consider, are there things that need to be healed? Are there ways that disappointment has crept in and caused you to push away good men that are good for you? So of course we can meet men at lots of good places. We can meet them at the grocery store lines. We can meet them at the gym, on a networking group, these days on a Zoom activity group. And if we are not showing up with a good perspective and positive energy, we might not be able to find them, nor they find us. So if this is something that is hitting you and you would like to get more support, this is something I love to work with women around. And there is a link in the section below for a get to know you chat with me, where we can have a coaching conversation and you can get some new insight around an area that might be helpful to work towards growing and healing, so that you can show up in a way that you find where the good men are. All right, my friends, much love to you all. I am glad that you're part of this community, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Take care.